Hey everyone, Cell here with a crafting video this time around. I want to preface this by saying this is a very high-end craft, and for solo self-found players like myself, this is kind of my goal for the league, as in it might take a really long time and I might not actually complete it. Because there are only 22 of the base item listed on trade right now. So let's get into it. This is about crafting a +4 level of skill amulet. That'll be +2 to all skill gems, and +2 of either physical, fire, cold, lightning, or chaos. This works for anything, but it will be a little bit easier for chaos, and I'll get into why that is once we get to that point. So the way this works is by using the new focused amulet. This is introduced this league with the heist reward changes, so you can get this from heist. It is very rare. Again, only 22 on the entirety of Trade League right now. This is day 5 or 6 of the league. So, we may see some more supply incoming, but I'm expecting this to be quite a grind for me to go after. And I may even end up changing my mind as to what I want to do with the amulet. But for now, the plan is to go with a +4. So this amulet has -1 prefix modifier allowed, -2 suffix modifiers allowed, 100% increased explicit modifier magnitude. So when you get a +1 to all skills, that'll be a +2 to all skills. The downside here is you can't just alteration spam for it. You have to roll it as a rare, because the prefix and suffix limit reduction happens on magic items as well. If you transmute this and alteration it, it will be a 0 mod magic item. So they are going to be fairly painful to craft. My method is going to involve splitting, probably, not only to make it easier to craft for me, but to give myself another focused amulet as well. However, this method will work even if you don't have a base 2 split, and I'll go over that later. For now, know that if you are in Trade League and you're seeing all the bases already split, because it's kind of the economical thing to do if you get one of these, then don't worry, this method will also work if the base is already split. So I'm going to hop back and forth here between Craft of Exile and PoEDB. First of all, you're going to have to allocate. As far as I'm aware, this will always roll 3 modifiers to be in line with the rules around a rare item being rolled. If it has 1 prefix and 1 suffix, well, that would be a magic item in the game's normal rules. This can't have more than 1 suffix, so to qualify for being a rare, it has to have 2 prefixes and 1 suffix. If we go over to the Calculation tab in Craft of Exile, have this set up here for Focused Amulets, again, 2 prefixes, 1 suffix, and it's telling me the average is 853 Chaos Orbs to get +1 level of all skill gems. I'm gonna assume that that's accurate, but it might not be. There might be something I don't know about, but if this is even 2/3 correct, if it takes like 1,200, 1,400 rolls or something to potentially get this mod, that's also fine by me. Just keep the costs in mind and maybe look into whether this calculation is correct if you're doing it for Trade League or profit purposes. I am erring on the side of assuming it's correct because normally a rare item can have between 1 and 3 prefixes, and if this item always has 2, then it always has the average of 1 to 3, and therefore the average rate would be the same. I don't know if that's faulty logic or not, just thought I'd throw in my thought process there. So anyways, I am going to essentially chaos spam this very painfully until you hit +1 to level all skill gems. Can't be any of the other ones. You have to do all skill gems first, which is the painful part. If you're just after a +2, Like you happen to get one of these in solo self-found and you just want a +2 or something, then that'll be way easier. But if you're going to make the +4, this is basically the way to do it. My plan is probably just to throw whatever I've got at this, like junk essences I'm not going to use as well. But I usually have a ton of chaos left over at the end of the league anyways, so especially if I do a lot of Exarch altar farming, I'm going to end up with a lot of chaos. So what I will do here is end up removing one of these. And for the sake of saving time, add the +1 to level all skill gems mod. So you hit the mod, you end up with this. You hopefully didn't roll over it, because that would be incredibly painful. At this point, you can split the item. And despite what I said earlier about transmuting this, turning it into a 0 mod magic item, after you split it, you'll have 2 magic items. One with 1 prefix, one with a prefix and a suffix. This is great, because once you have a blue item, we can simulate this here. Going to have to do this more manually once again. So +1 to all skill gems, and I don't remember what the other thing was, so we'll just throw something random on here. One of your items will look like this. Well, at this point, you can Beastcraft imprint it. So then you can annul this. Then you get rid of your mod, see imprint again, annul it. Got rid of your mod, imprint again, annul. Until you're left with a clean +2 to level of all skill gems, focused amulet. And then from there, the same process is applied a bit more expensively, let's say. So at this point, I would destroy this imprint for sure, so I don't accidentally use it. And then you take another one. Now you're imprinted on the magic item with just the +2 to all. At this point, you want to regal, annul, until you get a clean 1 mod rare with +2 all. And then you craft cannot have attack modifiers. Cannot roll attack modifiers, rather. Then you're going to harvest craft, add remove, whatever type you want. Not chaos, though. I'll go over that in a second. So fire, lightning, physical, and cold. The only available modifier is the + to level of gems for each of these. You can do that a few times here to demonstrate, because the remaining ones are either attack modifiers or suffixes. This item cannot have any more suffixes. The add happens before the remove. So, for example, the only non-attack fire prefix is +2 to level of all fire skill gems. Now, this is probably going to take me quite a number of imprints, because it's a 25% chance to get the outcome you want. 2 50/50s, with each one costing you at least 1 imprint. Again, we can roll that back a couple more times, and say you start from this mod, plan is to regal, annul, till you get the clean mod. Cannot roll attack modifiers, harvest, add, remove type. Now, chaos is going to be slightly easier. Chaos, once you get to this point, so 1 50/50 down, you have no more 50/50s. Because you can craft prefixes cannot be changed. There is no chaos attack modifier for amulets, which means you don't need to risk the extra 50/50. So again, can do this a few times here just to demonstrate. It'll always be +2 to chaos. So 1 degree of RNG removed if you're going after chaos skill gem levels, which is pretty nice. Now, I did say earlier you could do this on an already split base, and that's true, but it's going to be a lot more painful. I wouldn't suggest it. So yeah, that is unfortunate for anyone on trade that wants to do that. Those types of base are probably more apt to use for other crafting projects that I haven't thought about as much, so I won't comment on. But if you absolutely need to, for some reason, if you get to this state, well, then you're going to roll a 2/3 and a 50/50. So you have a 1 in 6 chance of being able to get this down to a clean base at this point. Sorry, a 1 in 3 chance. So you do that by annulling 2 mods. So I got lucky there. And then you craft prefixes, cannot be changed. And then you scour. This shouldn't be the case in game. Craft of Exile here left it as a rare item. This should not be the case. This should turn into a blue item with +2 to level of skill gems. If I find out any of this is incorrect in the future, I will comment down below. It's kind of a theory craft / guide. Get the ideas flowing sort of deal. And discuss what I think I will be aiming for this league as a big crafting project. It's going to involve a lot of harvest, a lot of heist, a lot of Einhar. So yeah, if you thought this was interesting, definitely let me know down in the comments, and I'll discuss future crafting projects and league goals with you guys, especially as it pertains to solo self-found. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.